Hey y'all, I'm hoping, oh, excuse me, deliverance. I'm hoping this setup stays the same. If it go to sliding, then y'all just work with me. But welcome to Sacred Soulmates. I am your goddess Euphoria. Over here we celebrate divine love. And that first and foremost comes from self-love, your own connection with source. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? Shout out to Rue. Now, we're gonna open up the reading because I read off the chakra points, not all of them, but the major ones that most people know. I read off those chakra energy points, and crowning the reading is discovery. What's on your mind right now is new things, new adventures, new places. And if that's not on your mind right now, then you probably are, finding yourself stuck in a karmic loop, or you may be under the influence of some type of twin flame BS, because the next card up for the third eye is the devil. And I always tell people, they'll say that God tests you, God da 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 da. God don't test you, the devil does. What God does is put things in your path, and if you are in alignment with his will and God's energy or your higher power, whatever source is, it places everything there, because this is an abundant universe. So everything you need is already there for you. It's up to you to be in a frequency of being able to heed the call they talk about. You should be able to see God. You should be able to hear God's voice. You should be able to collect the clues. You should be able to unlock the code, basically, solve the puzzles. When it's just imagine every day that you go out in this world, it's a puzzle, and it's up to you to figure out what exactly God is saying to you in that puzzle. Like all this cryptic spirituality and stuff and occultism and all of that, it ain't supposed to be like low key shadow like that. It's supposed to be ancient wisdom and knowledge that we all have. But systems have been put in place, operations, governments, and shadow organizations, whatever, all that woo shit that I'm not gonna get too deep into, because I do want to keep it light, because we celebrate love over here. And it's just not all of that. It's not all of that. So if you in a place of where you feel like you're being tested, or you feel like people like trying to come against you, and if you're being triggered by things, or if you're in a place where you just don't know what's going on around you, then you probably haven't done enough work to really be able to even be at a level of coming into divine union. Because you have to be completely okay all by yourself, 10 toes down. You came in this world alone, you're gonna leave this world alone. Even if you a twin, y'all both heads didn't pop out that put at the same time. I promise you it didn't. And boy, God bless the soul of a woman if that's ever happened before. God bless her. It everybody got to come. Everybody got to take their own ticket. Everybody got to have their own number. Everybody got their own fingerprint, your own genetic makeup, and it just is what it is. There are some of us who are ready to move into the fullness of whatever it is that we are manifesting for ourselves, and then there are those who are stuck in a place of codependency. And right now you may have some people coming to you in it's like a state of urgent codependency. Like, it's crazy if your no, like if somebody comes to you and they ask you for something, or they're pleading their case to you, or telling you about your situation, and you decide that you don't care, or you decide that you don't want to get involved. If your no means the end for them, if that's just the end of the road, if it's a dead end for them, if you say no, that's somebody who, what were you doing with your life? That's that devil energy of always you need somebody else. You're not standing up on your own 2 feet. And when you in that energy, it will cause you to be in the energies of those 7 deadly sins. That's what's on that cross post in the background. It's a lot of people right now being rerouted away from the promise. With this discovery, it's a red color, which is the root chakra. So it's like new foundations. I'm hearing the Stephanie Mills. I've been singing this song for days. Like, it really been heavy in my spirit. That something in the way you make me feel. The first song, it started off, I've been up and I've been down until you came and put my feet on solid ground. Divine love, source, putting your feet on solid ground. And if you are someone who you've already built yourself up and you way past that whole individual journey, and you are in connection with your soulmate, you in sacred union already, then you know that you are 2 individuals. You both are two people who y'all have your own life. Y'all do your own thing. Y'all can go your own way. And y'all both be okay. Not saying y'all gonna be perfect, but at least you know how to handle yourself. At least you know how to still be. It's like you're not desperate. You don't need somebody to be there to hold you up. You know what I'm saying? It's not a situation of ego stroking. You may not be happy to let someone go, but you can. You get what I'm saying? Like you may not want to, cut someone off, but if it's to, you know, preserve yourself, then you will. Is that type of energy. And when you get to that place in life, it's like it opens so many more doors for you. It's really like walking through a portal into a whole new world. And that's the energy here. Discovery is like new adventures. I'm also hearing that Mr. Rager by Kid Cudi. Tell me where you're going. Tell me where you're headed. I'm off on an adventure. And that I'm on my way to heaven. So it's like people who can stand on their own and who have done the work. It's like we really are walking into the land of the living. It's just that time. It's that time in the process of human evolution, cosmic evolution. It's just that time. You seen your president up there talking about it's the rapture. He was late. He was late, but it is what it is. Judgment had already gone out. Y'all see what happened on Easter Day. Judgment had already went out. Okay. Passover was a real thing this year. Like for real, for real. But you have people out here who ain't been studying nothing spiritual, who ain't been, and even if you're not deep into spirituality or, specifically on a soulmate journey or to find your soulmate or specifically on a twin flame, journey, people who just don't do no work on themselves from day to day, like walk around all day like they just are the best and like they know it all and like they have it all and very prideful, greed, pride, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, sloth. Those type of people this is the energy that they kind of sit in. And now with this being the third eye chakra, this being the card positioned at the third eye chakra, they're starting to, like, that collective consciousness has raised and they're starting to really, it's kind of like they're being forced to see things how the Most High sees it. You being forced to deal with all of that energy that you ain't never want to deal with. That's really what the rapture is, like those who have done the work. I posted before about being caught up in the rapture of love, like just finding yourself in a place where you're just always in a state of like romanticizing life, where the music is speaking to you and everything just sounds so good and nature feels like it's personally caressing you. When you walk outside, it's like the wind is personally hugging you. The flowers are brighter, food tastes better. It's like that type of energy when you like caught up in the rapture of love. Like Anita Baker, caught up in the rapture of love. Nothing else can compare. When I feel the magic of you. And that magic comes from within first and foremost, before you can feel that in anybody. Before you can find that in a relationship. That magic comes from you first. So you have some of us who are moving into that land of discovery and wonder and magic. And then you have those who never took the time. Those who never took the time. And it's like I'm getting evil eye. They could be kind of watching you just ascend. You could be standing in one place and they could just see you like being able to regulate your own moods. You could be having what they would think should be the worst day of your life, and you're able to like laugh and smile and stuff. And these type of people, they'll be the ones who, just always over asserting themselves, like butting in on people's energy, wanting to give commentary on someone else's life. They'll go around and be like, oh, yeah, they trying to act like they all happy. They trying to act like they got it all together. Attaching themselves to your energy like their commentary matters, and it never did. And these are the type of people who will miss heaven. They'll miss the land of the living. They'll miss their opportunities. They miss that magic. They don't hear God's call because they so busy worrying about what the fuck you got going on. And these are the same ones at this time who are coming into your space and is like trying to make themselves relevant. And it's a test. It's the only thing, like, again, God don't test you. The devil is what tests you. And I don't even necessarily believe in the devil the way that other people believe in the devil. I think the devil is, again, that codependent energy. That's how I see it. That codependent, what do you need to feel at your best? Instead of going to God about it, instead of trusting in God about it, instead of yielding to God's direction about it, you just like latch on to somebody else. And it's like, no, we ain't doing no latching on to nobody. Not at this point. Not those that are moving into the land of the living. Not those who are being established on solid ground elsewhere. I'm also getting like the breaking of like roots, like root work. I have another channel called 828 Prophecies, and I've talked very extensively on that channel about root work that was been done on me in my life. And I still feel them trying to do it. It's like, I have spiritual protection now. They couldn't place no root on me at this point if they wanted to. And anything that they do to try to do that is like they be getting instant backfires. But that's the energy here. Like maybe you have experience with that where you have had people like just try to come at your stability and try to make you seem unstable, or they try to put you in a state of instability where you're constantly like having to move, or you're constantly unsure of where you're gonna be from day to day, from week to week. You don't know what your life gonna look like. It's like they made it so it was hard for you to be able to even plan, with this being in the third eye position. They made it hard for you to be even able to plan anything. So they wanted to make you feel like you needed to reach out to other people and like you needed other people. Basically, folks trying to assert themselves as God in your life. They coming and presenting themselves as whatever that they think you need. Sometimes in like twin flame situations, it comes across as people who show up in your life and it's easy to talk to them. And you talking and talking and talking. And the whole time you talking, you just revealing more and more and more about yourself, more about your perceived weaknesses, more about the things that you want out of life. And it's like somebody in this devilish energy, they're taking it down and thinking about, okay, how can I position myself as the person that they need in order to be happy? Like, how can I position myself to make it seem like, if they don't have me, then they won't have happiness. If you tell somebody, I don't have, good relationships with my family, and then they keep like, oh, well, me and my family, we real close, and me and my family this, and me and my family that, and, you can't even feel bad about nothing, or you can't even explain something about your day that happened, and they're like, oh, well, me and my family, and me and my, instead of like showing you empathy, or instead of like, saying something specifically, because it don't have to be no sympathizing situation, and this is just an example, like, instead of like, actually focusing on you, they turn that light toward themselves. Where they could, if they were really of the light, that's a point where you give your light to someone else because you actually care for them. And that's how you be knowing the difference between like a soulmate connection and a twin flame. A twin flame they're gonna take that light and they gonna bend it in a way that they want things to be projected. So don't be out here giving your light to people who ain't done the work, because they ain't gonna do nothing but siphon it. They gonna take it right up off you. And sometimes, like, some people, like, in a real way, I don't just go out in the world and look at people and be like, yeah, they trying to do this to me, they trying to do that to me. You have to really, like, you have to have a real track record of like years, decades and shit of coming after me for me to be at the point where I narrow in on your ass. But it'd be a lot of people, they don't even know that they're like this. This is just how things are taught in this society. This is just how they were raised up to be, because people in their family treated them like that. But then when you go to peeling back layers, you come to find out they family ain't shit either. So what is all that trying to make it seem like I need you to come and give me family when your family ain't shit either? I'm just honest about my family not being shit. You still like sugarcoating the fact that your family ain't shit. You get what I'm saying? It's like that type of energy. But if you don't be careful, they'll pull that old switcheroo on you, and they'll have you thinking that, well, since they do have a good family, let me be on my best behavior and let me do whatever and say whatever I need to say to get on their good graces so that they'll include me in their family, so that now I finally have a family. Like, don't be no wuss like that. Like, you got to be able to stand up on your own 10 out here. For real, for real. 10 toes, I mean. I don't mean 10 legs. I don't know what type of creature you are. They got 10 legs. And I don't even feel like why I needed to... why did I even need to explain it? I don't know. Exaggeration. It's something about people exaggerating things, or trying to take something that you say and blow it up. And again, that's that devil energy. Like, people who they're committed to misunderstanding you, that's because if they can take what you say and blow it up out of proportion, they think that that's going to be a way that they keep being able to like engage in your energy. They want you to like argue with them and shit. Man, all this magic around here, ain't nobody studying y'all unhappy asses. We know exactly what's going on. We see it. Our third eye is open. Our pineal gland is decalcified. We know exactly why y'all acting erratic. We know exactly why you so triggered by every little thing. We know exactly why you're spiraling downward into a state of psychosis. We know you scratching and clawing and trying not to meet that devil that you have welcomed into your life, being in that energy of greed, pride, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, sloth. And I have to always look at the signposts to read them, because I don't even memorize the 7 deadly sins like that, because I don't be in that damn energy. So I have to look at the signposts. Whereas some people, they just naturally be in that energy. We be too busy being off in a state of discovery, looking at the wonderful world of God's creation. We too busy exploring the land of the living to be caught up in any of that bullshit. In the throat chakra position is the 7 of coins, and this is giving me life and death and the power of the tongue, and people who have used their mouth and put it on those who they ain't got no business. Because why were you so invested in that person's life like that? That's crazy. Like, what was that? Why you feel the need to just always be worried about what they doing, and see, and taking everything that they do and blowing it out of proportion and trying to make it seem like they're this ugly person and trying to change people's perceptions of another, and all that evil eye type energy. What was all that, when you could have just went your own way? You could have just happily gone down another pathway, but you chose to walk down that devilish pathway. And right now you could find yourself in positions where you have to kind of tell somebody like, hey, back up off me. I don't have nothing to do with what you got going on. But you know what though, with the 7 of coins, it's a choice. The 7 of coins, this is somebody who has worked for what they have. So they have all sovereignty with their mouthpiece. How I was just talking about how somebody can like kind of position themselves to make it seem like they have everything that you need. So you need to like walk a fine line and do what they say so that you can get the things that you need. Bullshit. Somebody who has done the work gonna speak like somebody who has done the work. We not tucking no tails. We not doing none of that shit. We not biting our tongues. We not doing none of that. We not holding our truth in. When we've already done the work, we know who we are. And we know who we are because God keeps giving us these signs all day, every day. We see the magic unfolding before us every day. We wake up every day and we can solve the puzzle that God puts out in front of us because we heed the call every day. And it's just like the energy of somebody right now that they ain't did that. They have lived their life, whichever one, because it don't always have to be like, just super evil. Like I said, some people don't even be knowing that they doing it. That's just how they was been raised to be. Like pride. It's somebody who they can't figure things out, or the solution be right there in front of them, but be so far in their ego, but they don't want to listen to nobody. Can't nobody tell them nothing, so they keep missing the call. You know what I'm saying? It can be just that simple, or it can go all the way up to the point of spiteful envy, especially when you start stacking them sins. When you around somebody and they got multiple, like they greedy and they proud and they envious and they wrathful, you might want to get the fuck out from around that person, because they spinning all the evil blocks. They spinning all the deadly sins. That means they really lay like that. They really be, they down in them. They play in hell basically until hell is raised and they really get to see out in front of them exactly what they've manifested for themselves. You got a lot of that going on too. People who were just so full of themselves and they knew that they were being ugly, but you couldn't tell them nothing. I'm getting like a kind of pimp type energy, like somebody who got off on mistreating people and like breaking people and like bragged about it. You get off on breaking up happy homes and shit and really bragging about it. So that energy is here too, and them people finally meeting, they're finally meeting the Reaper. Finally meeting the Reaper. And I'm not one who, I don't wish death on people, because there's really no such thing as death. It's transition. I'm more of a, death is that's too merciful, because when you die, your body is cycled, your soul is cycled through, or your spirit is cycled through into the appropriate vessel for your spirit's, ascension, for your soul's ascension. No, stay alive and be fucking haunted. I'm that type of person. Like, no, you stay alive and have to sit in the shit that you have done, the energy that you've put out in this world. So that's what we're having right now. Like, that's the energy as people, some who have done the work and who, love on themselves and who are self-actualized and who love others and who actually are, ready to move into sacred unions. Then that's exactly what they're doing. And that's a part of when I say that you wake up every day and you solve the puzzle. I'm telling you that when you got a good heart, that soulmate be right there around the corner. All you have to do is look at it. You see the signs, they're everywhere. Enter here, exit there. It's a very Sesame Street, like Elmo, it's like a sweet, loving day on Sesame Street. It's like that type of lifestyle when you really get into, your God body, your God consciousness, when you really are doing the work and you're ready for that soulmate union. You won't even be like pining away for no love. Or if you get like deep into a connection with somebody and you think it's going somewhere, just like that example I was just talking about, where you talking to somebody and you think y'all building, come to find out this person is like stacking shit to use against you. And it won't even break you like that. Like, you'll be able to, as soon as that people turn, because sometimes in the beginning they did mean well, but somewhere along the way, maybe somebody got in their ear, or, circumstances change for them. So they become desperate. They get in that devil energy, and all of a sudden they start trying to manipulate you. And you just got to be comfortable pulling away from their ass and know that, this shit is like buses. You miss one, next 15 one coming. And I don't even mean that, in the kind of way that Gucci was saying it. Girls are like buses. Miss one, next 15 one coming. I mean, soulmates, like, if it ain't gonna be that one person, it's gonna be somebody else. Like, this is an abundant universe. There is not only just one of anything. It's gonna be at least two or more of all things. Like, that's why they say everybody got like a twin. That's the whole concept of like doppelgangers. It is what it is. I go as far as even with spirituality. I don't believe in it just being no one God. I just don't believe in it. Like, where did this one God come from? He ain't got no mama. He ain't got no wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, it don't make sense. And where shit don't make sense, I don't really believe in it like that. But moving on to the next one. What is the evil eye? Well, not the evil eye, but that's what somebody probably giving you right now. If you doing good and they not doing in such, not doing so good, evil eye is definitely present. Or you doing good and people think that you shouldn't be doing as good, or you shouldn't be feeling as happy as you feel because you have actual true faith. Ugh, nasty. See, that's that shit I be talking about, monitoring spirits and stuff. Also, I have my window open, so yeah, I ain't gonna blame it on nothing. That's too crazy. But yeah, evil eye, throat, heart with the 7 of Swords. Yes. Keep your heart, 3 steps. Keep your heart. Man, these girls are smart. Keep your heart. Because right now, like I was saying, like, if somebody sees you in this happy spirit, this loving spirit, you walking around like you really live on Sesame Street, like in a real way, you just happy, singing, joyful, praising God, being overwhelmed, being so full of joy. And they are having to experience the reaping because they haven't done the work. They gonna make it seem like you, why she so happy? Why she think she's so clean? Why he walking around like he ain't got no sins on him? Who he think he is? Like, ready to start a riot. Motherfuckers be out here ready to start a riot because you've ascended. Like, things really not going down the way that they try to make it seem like in the Bible. It ain't gonna be no grand Hollywood theatrical production of, raining fire and brimstone and shit like that, and some motherfucking white man in sandals coming from 4 corners of the earth. And that's just not how things happen. But it is a situation where you're watching people actively, for the first time in their lives, having to meet that reaper, having to face judgment. And I don't mean judgment from other people. I'm talking about judgment from the Most High God. And they having a hard time dealing with it. While those of us who actually have kept a right spirit and who have a light heart, it's like, you may not have everything you want out of life right now, but you'll be damned if you ain't happy. I'm not just temporary happiness either. I'm talking about real joy. Real joy. Something that material circumstances can't take from you. That alchemist power where you can turn nothing into something. So even if something is taken from you, you be like, damn, I like that. Well, let me go get another one. It's like, there is no lack. There is no lack in the land of the living. And it's a mental thing before anything. And if you're not sitting in that energy, then how could you manifest that reality outside of you? And that's the whole basis of what I mean, like discovery. Till you help me put my feet on solid ground. I've been rich and I've been poor. Till you help me discover so much more. Discovery. Just like there's more to life than just like what meets the eye. This shit's so deep. It's such a divinely intelligent design. And God is so good. And this shit don't stop. It's just like New York, the city that never sleeps. It's like God's creation, it never sleeps. It don't stop. As long as you looking, God is out there making a way for you. And it's just up for you to be able to hear his voice. So you'll know which path to walk. Keep them eyes open. Keep your ears open. At the same time, guard your ears and guard your eye gates. Don't keep indulging in shit when you know it ain't really for you. Or don't keep being around somebody who don't have the best intentions for you. And stand on what you know. Like, you don't have to cower before nobody. You don't have to humble yourself for no man. Who is man to humble yourself for? Humble yourself before God and let the rest of this shit take care of itself. Like, when you around somebody who's so interested in humbling you, that's a telltale sign that they got devil energy on their ass. If for them to be happy, they need you to be less than them. They need you to submit to them. But that motherfucker is not God. So why do you need to submit to them? Exactly. They in devil energy. You opposing God at that point, because it ain't about submitting to you. It's about submitting to God. And the people that they be trying to break already be like light spirits. They don't go after other evil motherfuckers with that shit. They go after people who already be having pure hearts. And that's exactly what I'm talking about here with this 7 of Wands. They see you with your light heart. Who they think they is? I'm going to show them it ain't nothing to have no light heart about. If you don't sit your stupid ass down, so y'all about loosen the mind as these flies. You crazy as hell like these flies is. Only a fly keep running into the light just to get smushed. And that's what type of energy they be on, like some old insectoids. But really, that's where it's at right now. This is the card representing the heart chakra. Your heart, so bright, so beautiful. The light of your heart is visible. People see it on you. They smell it on you. They see it in the way you talk. They see it in the way you walk. It's just visible. It's just there because it's real. When it's real, you can't ignore it. And that upsets people. It's triggering people. A lot of twin flames will be triggered by this. You know who won't be triggered by it? You know who will be drawn to it like a little puppy? You know how puppies and like animals and babies behave when you got a good spirit, and they just keep their eyes on you and they can't stop watching and they want to get closer to it. But it's not so that they can hurt you. It's so that they can like play with you. Like, oh, I want to go. It's like kids when they go to the like playground and they see like the rambunctious kid who is, so fun and happy and, social. They like, I want to go play with that kid. And then they go play for hours and hours and ain't nobody asks nobody name. Don't nobody know no names. They just know I like these energies and I like spending time with this energy. It's that type of pure energy here with the heart chakra. So don't get yourself caught up with this. Somebody trying to break you. Somebody talking crazy to you. Somebody trying to, throw other relationships and shit up in your face to make you jealous. Don't do that. Because you have that energy here of it's somebody around who they see you. While you causing a riot, you going to have your own little army to protect you in spirit. Damn, that little fly was quick. You still gonna die. But I was talking to a real fly. I didn't mean for that even to... It is what it is. Like, you may be surprised by some of the things that you may find yourself saying lately as you protect yourself and as you stand up in your power. And that's that the solar plexus chakra is represented here by the Mother of Wands. It's that sunflower energy. You grow toward the sun and you stand up tall. You couldn't hide a sunflower if you wanted to. There is nobody with a secret garden of sunflowers. If you got a garden of sunflowers, we gonna see that shit. We're gonna see it with the big ass flowers. We're gonna see them. They got big faces. They got tall stalks. We're gonna see it. Your face may be shown more, or you may be going out more, seeing more people, going out on dates, or just getting out in the community more. You know, it's around Halloween time. They be having the trunk or treats and the carnivals and stuff like that. You may be indulging in that. The way you dress, which can include like costumes and stuff, you may be doing yourself up, or just buying yourself, picking up new things here and there whenever you can. Is this type of energy. Paying more attention to your look or changing your look. Fall colors, you know, putting away the winter stuff. I mean, putting away the like summer and spring colors and stuff, and bringing out more fall colors. You know, the people who can really dress, they show out in the fall. Y'all can wear that Shein and that Fashion Nova bullshit all year, but people who really know how to dress step in the fall. Just saying. But yeah, that energy is here. Like you know, just you being comfortable in yourself and it radiating from you. It's unmistakable. So if you are having people, like I say, being drawn to you, but for the right reasons, because that's kind of where we're at. Yesterday I talked about a line being drawn in the sand. And honestly, I can't remember if I posted it on this one or if I posted it on the 828 prophecies. But it's like a line being drawn in the sand, and you can tell who's who. The ones who are triggered by your happiness, well, you must be under judgment if you triggered by somebody's joy. And then there will be others who are just naturally gravitating towards you, coming out the woodwork. You go to the store and you don't even think you're gonna meet nobody, and you know, right there on aisle 3, your soulmate. You know, but it's because you walked up in there with that energy. You woke up with that energy because you know that you on solid ground now. You've been placed in a new position where nobody else can no longer make you feel unstable. You're rooted in divinity. You're rooted in God. You're in the land of the living. And it's a beautiful thing, and that radiates off of you. It's like a goddess, God type energy on you. It just covers you. You're adorned with love, and it makes you so attractive. 3 of Wands in the sacral chakra space. You're the vibes. People want to be around you. They want to party with you. They want to talk to you. They want to get to know you. If they know somebody who knows you, they be like, oh, what's their name? Who is that? They take notice of you. And maybe the word is spreading fast. You know, it may be some, if let's say you're new in town or somewhere, or you new on the job, or you new in class, or whatever the case may be, whatever transitions you may be experiencing at this time, as you move into this being placed on solid ground, as you move into this, you know, just never ending joy that doesn't end based on physical circumstances. As you move into that and you move into new arenas and around new people, in new social circles, meeting new faces, learning new names, shaking new hands and shit like that, it's like people will realize, like, I really like her energy. I like his vibe. Like, it's a vibe. People they want to pregame, and they want to go out and they want to party with you. They want to invite you to stuff. They want to get your number so that they can, you know, whenever they do have a birthday party or something that you can be invited, they want you around. People want you to come. And you know, they want to see you. They want to see you. And at the bottom, what grounds the whole reading, taking us back to this discovery here, is basically shit. What goes around comes around. You get what you put out in this world. Temperance. Who have you been over the course of your life? Have you chose to be creative, or did you go down one of these little dead ends with these 7 deadly sins and just stay there and wait on somebody to come along, and so you can attach to them and tear them down so that you can siphon their energy? Or did you get up and walk it out? Did you move around enough in life so that you can recognize the patterns, so that you can hear God's voice? And I don't mean just like stuck in a karmic loop. I mean a spiral. Did you spiral upward, or are you spiraling downward? Because we always in motion. For a long time, those who did the same old shit because it worked, and, you know, like trying to break people or siphoning energy off of folks, they just stayed in that same little pocket, kept that karmic loop going. Well, day of judgment, the scales being weighed, the reaper moving around, you either moving up or you moving downward. The ones who triggered by joy, spiraling downward into psychosis. You're seeing it all over the world right now. Those who got up and walked it out and learned how to hone and fine tune their creative powers and learned how to hear the voice of God and learned how to look out in their 360 and see how God is leaving them clues everywhere, spiraling upward into new lands, into the land of the living, into soulmate territory, right into a divine union, moving right into it, right into alignment with another who has also done the work, who also has a light spirit, who also is the vibes. And, you know, I'm not saying that everybody want to have, you know, like a lit husband, a lit wife, or, you know, partner, or whatever the case may be. You may like quiet people. They can still have good vibes. They can still, like, comfort you. Just like the example I gave early, where you may be talking about something you experienced. They not going to turn around and then, you know, put the spotlight on themselves and try to make themselves seem like they're your savior. They're going to, like, really be there for you. Know how to be a listening ear to you. You know, care about your responses, ask you questions so that you can, in a way that you know that they're listening to you and you know that they're actually interested in helping you feel better. Because, you know, we all sometimes need a friend. You can have that self-fulfilling joy, but it's always good to have like a support system too. Not saying it's not in a dependent type of way. It's in a, I see what you got going on. The Two of Baskets is right behind this. I see what you got going on, and I'm actually interested in it. I enjoy spending time with you, like the little kid at the playground. Oh, I like what they doing over there. I like how they playing. I like how they running around the merry-go-round. I want to go play with them. I like what they doing. I want to be a part of that. Not because you get clout from it, not because they can give you anything. You just like to share time and space with a person. And we moving into that time for those of us who are on that divine, you know, first that divine journey within ourselves, and then on that, you know, sacred soulmate journey to be with the person who, you know, is just true. The person who mirrors God love. A twin flame go mirror somebody else, just trying to get to you however they can get to your energy. And a lot of times they need for you to tell them who to mirror so that they can hop in place. So just because somebody is talking to you and, you know, spending time with you, and a lot of times you'll be able to tell, because rather than having like, you know, those long lingering conversations, they'll be like cutting you off, asking you a bunch of questions, all in your business and shit. That's a lot of times that's how you'll know it's like a twin flame, because like they steadily asking you questions and trying to gather information pretty much so that they can see how they can get in where they fit in. Oh, they got the sprayer. All these all these little shit and flies and shit that I've been talking about coming through the window, mosquitoes and whatnot. Oh, you see how God will just step right in and solve the problem. It right there. I can barely talk about it enough. We only been recording for like less than 40 minutes. And here he comes, sending the answer. You see how fast that worked? That's what I'm talking about. And it ain't nothing that I was even dwelling on. It was just like, oh, yeah, ew, nasty. And there go God with a solution. Boom, right there. That's just a good example. I love it when nature plays a part and when like natural life plays along with the reading. That's how you know that shit be real. That's how you know I really be out here reading these energies. But yeah. New ground. Being established on new ground. If you already in a connection with someone, the work of you guys is connection together could be what is establishing you on new ground. Like the actual connection that you guys have together, while also being individuals. It will uplift the both of you. So you both, like, even if one is like, let's say, more spiritual than the other, let's say it's like a feminine. Feminine usually be the more spiritual. Masculine is more, you know, got to get this money, got to get this work done, more, you know, technical and shit, more actually practical, making things work. But if it's a pure connection between the both of you, both will enjoy the uplifting, the upward movement of this energy moving through. But yeah, God is setting people on new ground. That divine love is really, it's permeating through the collective consciousness. And a lot of people didn't do enough work to be able to hear it. So They missed their exit. You didn't get to move into new ground. You kind of still stuck in that karmic loop and gonna have to walk it out, or deal with the reaper, the repercussions, all of that. And when I say dealing with the reaper, that's really what I mean, repercussions. I don't want to make everything sound crazy. Like, I'm not trying to be no fear monger or nothing. But if somebody is fearful of shit like that, then it go far beyond anything I said. I can't fear monger enough. Off of calling this the reaper, and you go into a state of fearful. No, that's the psychosis that you brought upon yourself, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. So you'll see, like, some people, again, just trying to take twin flame connections and trying to take what you say completely left, or it's either they try to take it completely left and make it seem like you were doing something to them that isn't reasonable, or they will try to get their own little digs in on you. It's a lot of different ways that people play in the shadows. It's a lot of different ways that people live in these 7 deadly sins energies. And to be honest, I couldn't even sit here and list them all for you, because I'm not like that. I don't know shit about it. I'm that 7 of coins energy where it is what it is. I'm just going to say what it is. That's why God trusts me with this voice to be able to read energies like that. Trust your voice. If you know you've done the work, trust your voice. Don't let nobody come in trying to make you silence yourself, or trying to overtalk you, or make you feel like your opinion ain't, important, or like your experience ain't important. Asking you a bunch of damn questions, but not really letting you explain yourself. Just trying to gather enough information so that they can present themselves to you like what they think that you need to be able to make you yield to them. Ain't nothing wrong with yielding to your soulmate, but yield to your soulmate. First and foremost, yield to the Most High. Yield to your higher power. Yield to yourself first. Check and see how you doing on the inside before you be trying to yield to somebody else. Because there's people out here who, if you don't yield to them, boy, they gonna be fucked up. And ain't gonna be shit else that they can do for themselves, because they've lost all spiritual protection. They don't have access to none of this abundance that is now, ascended. The collective consciousness ascended. So that stable ground, the land of the living, is very different from people who haven't done the work and who don't have access to God's protection. The people who just insisted on serving the other master, then you can't walk down Sesame Street with us. And I'm not talking about grouch. It's okay to be grouchy. That ain't hurt nobody. They ain't never harmed nobody. It kept a lot of order. I mean, people who were just downright evil, downright ugly. Wrath, sloth, gluttony, envy, lust, pride, greed. Them type of people. Like the ones who was really doing stuff that harmed others. They told y'all it was a deadly sin. You didn't want to listen. That's your fault. All right. I think I've talked enough. I think I've explained this energy enough. Leave it in the comments if there's anything that I need to address in the next reading. Any questions you may have about anything that I have stated here. Any of the energies. Any concerns. Or just celebrating. That's really what I expect. If you on a sacred soulmate divine union journey, celebrate that shit. Let us know this new ground, this solid ground that you've been put on, this new understanding of life that you have that may have been different than what you had before. These new surroundings where you're being noticed and having people want to come and meet you and shake hands. And who is this person? It's like new student energy. It's like the cute new student. It's like that type of energy. All right. See you on the next one.